go. Welcome to the show. Don't you know? Right off the top, I can go flow. Yo. I ain't a rapper. I just like that beat. Don't judge me. Hey everybody. Facebook land, the airwaves. Welcome to another show. Finding humility through change. I'm your host, Abdul Wakil, and I got something on my mind. Assalamu alaikum, peace to be for everybody. And I ask Allah, I really openly, again, I ask Allah to guide my words, to guide me, to make me as sincere as I can be with this subject. I ask you guys to forgive my mistakes and my misgivings. I don't know everything, but I just want to share some thought. I want to share something with the world. And, I'm at a place where I can vent for an hour or so. I don't have to feel like I'm being too much. I don't have to feel like, shut up. Because everybody don't want to talk about God. Everybody don't want to talk about the right thing. Everybody don't want to talk about fix and resolve. Everybody don't want to talk about unity. It's like a bad taste in people's mouths. Everybody want to be on rah-rah, want to smoke. They want to talk about something other than the right thing, and that offsets me because I want to be around positivity. I want to be around love. I want to be around things that's going to make me better, make my community better. I want to be around that type of vibe, but I don't know. It seems like I come from a world that don't exist no more. I don't know if anybody else feel that way, but man, and if you do feel that way, they put a responsibility on you to do what? Be the example, inshallah. Anyway, got a week of poetry today. I got a word of poetry today. I hope everybody love it. I hope everybody like it, and I hope you can benefit from it. We're going to talk about my subject on the flip side of this poetry. It's called The Power of One. So without further ado, let's get into this week's word of poetry, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.
The power of one. An old proverb reads, if you want to journey fast, then go alone. If you want to journey far, then go together. But everyone's journey begins with one. One decision. The decision to choose better today than yesterday. One decision to view life from the perspective of a child, not riddled with the afflictions of the past, recollections, or the doubts that come with age, but instead the sage wisdom to know life is a story, and that it moves forward only if you continue to turn the page, because as I said, everyone's journey begins with one. Whether it be one person who looks in the mirror, or one who sees their own reflection in the eyes of another person. One person understanding that it only takes one time to change someone else's destiny, whether it be through one word in which we speak or through one action in which we take. We have one opportunity to change someone's lives, because as I said, everyone's journey begins with one moment. One moment where everything erodes back into the dust in which we came, and it is now on us to choose what we will create amidst the ash. To choose to either fade away into the twilight to never be seen again, or instead to chase after the sun, knowing that we as it shall rise again. This is the power of one, the recognition that our human condition is what we must overcome to truly complete our vision. this mission in which we are now so desperately trying to accomplish, understand that we have not been created to exist in isolation, but instead to commune in community communally. But our autonomy to choose the one is our greatest of gifts. The one who stands in Armstead with the right side of history, the one who elects to lift up the voice of the voiceless, the one who chooses to be the change that we so desperately seek and so desperately need, to be the one who chooses to live united instead of divided. This is the power of one.
Woo! We gotta get out with some love, man. So, yeah, I wanted to get into this. So we all know the verse. Those of us who believe, there's a verse in our holy text, in our holy book, in our book of guidance, the Quran. It says, God won't change the condition of a people until we change the condition of ourselves and what's inside of us, meaning our hearts. And although I've heard many lectures and talks, and I've even written down my own ideas and thoughts on what this verse entails, I wanted to share some of that stuff today, because I believe that we all, or most of us, going in circles in the same, funk, or in the same headache, or in the same cycle, or in the same system, or in the same situations time and time again. We can't find a recourse or an answer for it. And so we just deal with it and get used to it, and it grows on us, and we'll become that nasty person, that nasty behavior, that nasty attitude, that nasty or that ill-mannered, type time or energy or vibe. And it's not okay. What am I getting at here? Because firstly, I want to say that verse sticks out to me, myself, and I first, because you cannot call yourself a believer and have a hypocritical heart. You cannot call yourself a believer and belief really not inside of your heart, because you're only wearing a costume after that, or for that reason, or for the most part. And I, for one, don't want to feel like I gave 30 years of my life, or 20 some years, or however long you and I be Muslim, to only be wearing a costume of faith. So Allah said He won't change the condition. He won't change what's going on with us. He won't, take the foot off our necks. He won't relieve the pressure of life on us until we change something from a wrong to a right. Something you said, did, done, touched, taste, something that you did wrong, that you didn't make right by it. It's going to keep haunting you. It's going to keep driving you crazy. It's going to keep, having its fangs inside of your neck, per se. And if you and I, whoever you are in the world, some of us are good at hiding, our pain. Some of us are very, very good at, masquerading what's really going on inside of us, and it's eating us alive little by little. And before we know it, we're going to find ourselves in an early grave, or dying without ever having fixed the holes that's inside of our souls and inside of our hearts. It's okay to talk. It's okay to, get it out, write it down in a book if you have to, but deal with it. You got to face those, pains and disruptions inside of the soul, in order for the soul, the body, the mind, body, and soul to find healing. Just letting the devil just whip you behind, we got to do something up. Just letting, everything is a pessimism. Everything is a problem. Everything is a fight. Everything is a struggle. Everything is something nasty and distasteful. That got to stop, because people around us love us. People around us love us. They want to see us smiling. They want to see us back to our normal selves again. You know, somebody that really loves you, they can tell when something ain't right with you, whether you hide it or not. They can just sense it. But we all, you know, to each his own. You can't you can't make somebody, you know, really genuinely smile. It has to come from the heart. Again, or else we'd be wearing a costume. Can't wear a costume all your life. At some point, we got to find some realness somewhere. SubhanAllah. And why not find that realness with the one who made you? But that's a far-fetched idea to somebody, you know, pitching God to somebody that ain't been to God in years is like, you know, setting yourself up to get just punched in the face, because they, you know, when it hurts so much when you got so much faith and you want to share your light with somebody and all they do is throw it back in your face with disrespect and harsh wording or harsh behavior. That's something you got to swallow as a believer sometimes. Because you know, either superimposing your faith onto somebody at, you know, they say the truth spoken at the wrong time can make the situation worse before you make it better. So we got to watch our approach on things. Again, inshallah, take the advice. But this ayat, this verse of the Quran, it really, because you got situations in marriages. You got situations in ourselves and our business, how we go about our business, how we handling a lot of things in our lives. Some things we doing really, the only one who know that we doing it crookedly is you, the person, me, you and I. And if and until we, you know, because you could see a disaster happening, you could see it going on and not say nothing about it. And the whole time you know you the cause of it. Or you can know a thing, and I'm not saying go blabber in your mouth about, you know, somebody else's business. But if you see where the truth can come and fix a situation for the better and get back to unity and love and family situation, then find a way to get that truth out there. Have to, you know, talk, you know, slide a piece of paper, to write it down on a piece of paper, or talk to somebody that's close to somebody, but try, you know, hold it inside of your heart and not doing nothing about it, and allowing two people or some people or two families to hate each other and allow that devil to just go in there and disrupt two families like that is crazy. You know what I mean? If and until we fix something inside, the verse it expands to me in my mind and my heart, because it's so many ways, right? If and until you fix this, or we fix the situation going on in our town, in Chester, if and until Chester comes together as a whole and does something about Chester in and of itself will still keep on imploding and folding on top of itself. Feel me on, that's what I'm saying. Listen to the verse. Allah will not change the condition of a people. That can be individually or all of us in our households, in our schools, in our hospitals. It's people allowing people to die and be sick in the hospital because of the race and the color of their skin. They just can't fathom themselves going to helping a white or a black person out. And it's a really lot of crazy stuff going on in and out of these facilities, especially with the elderly. If and until we fix and change the condition of our hearts, the condition of ourselves, the condition, something that you know is wrong and you got the power or opportunity to make it right, the whole situation gonna keep imploding on us. It's not going, he's not gonna allow it to get better. Might get more money, you might change the color, you might change even the atmosphere, but the problem in it of itself still be there, consciously, figuratively, and understandably. It's still going to be there. Lo and behold, death comes and you stand on the day of judgment, and for that reason alone, whatever situation we didn't fix, I being the first, I'll be the reason why we can't get in to go see the loved ones that we miss so much, our grandmothers, our grandfathers, our sisters, our brothers, people that passed on before us on the other side waiting for us. And the only reason we can't get on the other side to go and be in eternal bliss and love and all that enjoyment that God says he has for us when we go is because of this one thing that you and I know. This between, to each his own. Everybody got their own backyards. But if and until we fix that thing, Allah says he will not change the condition of a people. That condition, that situation, that problem, until we got the power to stand up and really face it and fix it ourselves. I'm not saying go snitch on yourself, and I'm not saying go harm yourself or harm somebody if not, but it's easier if we put forth the effort. Actions are but by intentions, our messenger taught us. Sallallahu alayhi, peace and blessings be upon him. Your actions, if you intend the thing and you don't get to do it, it's because he didn't want it to happen, knowing that it'll cause, like I said, sometimes the truth spoken out of place at the wrong time cause more disruption than it'll cause, fixing, that's why it's good to read the room. It's good to know things. Power, knowledge has power. SubhanAllah. Words have power. I apologize. I'm sorry. I love you. I forgive you. It has meaning. It has power. I give up. Drinking, smoking, your sobriety, it has power. People waiting to get back with their loved ones, but because of an addiction. And I really wanted to touch on that a little bit because I come from addiction. And I know how it feels to feel abandoned. I know how it feels to feel alone. I know how it feels to be stuck in a situation somewhere, but you can't call nobody because you done burned and stole and hurt and disrespected all the people that got their hand out for you. So now you all by yourself. If and until you change that condition of yourself, God won't change the condition. So now you don't know who you can call, who really love you genuinely and who don't. This situation with addiction and alcoholism, it's some people just waiting for the opportunity to love their mothers and their fathers again. Waiting for you to give up your selfish desire so that they can give you a hug and show you how much they really love you. But you got to choose love over addiction. My brother one time told me, or a brother one time told me, I'd rather not be around you than to watch you slowly destroy yourself like that. In your mind, you think you okay when you in your addiction and you all inside of yourself, inside of your selfishness, you okay. You can give a damn about the world once you get your fix. But they don't come around and they don't cause, not because they don't care. It's a painful thing to watch somebody so beautiful, so loving, just put needles in their arm and destroy themselves like that, or drink themselves to a pulp and disrespect the fabric of the family like that. It's embarrassing. Some of us don't realize how embarrassing we put to our family name acting erratic, per se. Acting stupid. Hearing those bad things about your child, or how your child died, or what your child dying upon. It's embarrassing. It hurts. You could be the strongest parent in the world, but nobody wants to hear nothing negative about somebody you pushed out and carried for 9 months. SubhanAllah. So if and until we take the opportunity to really, really put forth some seriousness, some real effort into changing our conditions, whoever we are, whatever we're doing, whatever it is that's wrong, that needs to be right today, now, God not going to change that conditions, man. If he says that's what it is, then you best believe that's what it is. And you can try your best to go up against a legislation of God. There's no way you're going to change. He's the King of Kings. This is his world. This is his planet. We on his time. We breathing his air. We drinking his water. So if he said he ain't going to let you up and let you live on something, then you better, listen. Listen, if you know what I know, SubhanAllah, as the Prophet ﷺ taught us, You better laugh little and cry much. I'm sorry. I get it in. SubhanAllah. But now, yes, Allah will not change the condition of a people until we change ourselves. Now, a liar to a truth teller, I don't know, hoe into a housewife. I don't know. But I know what the verse say, and I know me. And here's the beautiful part, right? That I remember telling a story a while back, or reading a story and telling a story. I love the story of the man who disobeyed in contrast to what we saying today, right? Of God not changing the condition of a people until they change what's inside of themselves. What you do and what I do, it affects the household and the people we're around. It affects the ummah at large. We might not think just because nobody around, it's not going to hurt nobody. But yes, it hurts people. What you do and what you don't do, it has a ripple effect. It has an effect. It was a man. I'm going to tell the story. I'm going to summarize it, inshallah. But it was a man who was disobeying God for 40 years. I don't know if anybody remembers this, but I'm going to go through it a little bit again. And he was with the people of Moses. And for 40 years, he denied God, cursed God. Everybody got that one family member that you mentioned God to. They wanted to argue you wrong, why it ain't no God, why God because of somebody they lost or something that they got taken away from, a lifetime of a situation that they had that they don't have no more. So they balled themselves up into an atheistic type time attitude. We all got that friend or foe or family member that, just got the issue with a higher power, per se. Anyway, it was a man who disobeyed Allah for 40 years. And because of that man, mind you got 70,000 people, 100,000 people, or a big mass of people following Moses through the desert, escaping to a promised land, trusting his majesty, subhanAllah, the way we should be trusting him. How many of us got that kind of faith, blind faith, falling backwards through life, knowing that God gonna catch you every time you really trust and believe in his power. SubhanAllah. So they following him. Because of this man, it wouldn't rain. Because of his blatant disrespect, God withheld rain. And so the animals, the crop, the animals started dying. They couldn't get milk. The grass wouldn't grow. It's like it was things going on that, man, if God took so many knowledges from it, right? If Allah took the mere blessing of water that we overlook every day, some of us won't even take baths. So, oof. But if he took water away from us, what will we do? Just water, just something simple, right? But he deprived them of water. And Moses, being a prophet, he couldn't understand it. You're praying in your house, right? Imagine, for a side note, you're praying in your house for your household to change, the bills to get normal, the kids to act right. You want blessings to come in, your car to run straight. You want your life back to normal. You want to go out maybe and have dinner with your spouse or your loved ones, and you want to treat the world. You want to go out and do good things, but for some reason or another, it seems like a dark cloud is inside of our house and inside of our marriage and inside of our homes and inside of everywhere we go. You got to hear a problem. You got to hear stress and this and that. All the while, your child is in your house practicing witchcraft and Ouija boards or opening portals and doing things that he or she shouldn't be doing. Incredibly ignorant to the truth. Bringing bad energy and bad vibe into the house. Your child, your cousin, your friends, or whoever, however it is somebody in your circle, if it's not you and I, bringing a bad vibe in the house. Thinking that nobody knows, especially, naively overlooking that God is the all-seeing. And because of that situation, your prayers and the things that you need for your household and your family to thrive are being withheld. One is because some of us know what's going on and we too scared of our own children to say something about it, Chester. We too scared of our own children to have a sit down with our children and explain to them the right and the wrong in their behavior, how they acting, and what it's doing to the family, and what it's doing to your grandma, and to my mother, and to your father. You know, your actions and how you acting when you wasn't raised like that. That's not from our family. Never heard a grandma say, your grandma be turning over her grave to see how you dress right now, after raising you to be such a good spirit. Out here with your legs open to any Tom, Dick, or Harry. A'udhu billah. God forbid. May Allah protect our daughters. May Allah protect our granddaughters. May Allah protect them young ladies. And may Allah open their eyes to see the value of themselves. Enough to really, look in the mirror before you walk out the door and see what kind of energy you call into yourself with your dress code and your attitude and the things that come out of your young ladies' mouths. It drastically needs to change. Your whole approach on life, your whole approach on what you're doing and what you call it to, it could be affecting your household. It's important. It's important to know. And so because of this man, back to the story, inshallah, the rain was being withheld. Moses being a prophet, he raising his hand, not only for himself, but for his people. You imagine seeing your people after they trusted you and believed you and ran out into the desert for you, seeking freedom from oppression, freedom from slavery, freedom from all these things, to only to come out in the desert and die like dogs and watch your cattle die and watch your old, elderly, sick and suffering people dying. And now they're looking at Moses all funny and sideways. Is he really a prophet? Is he really a man of God? Is he this and that? And Moses looking up in the sky, my friend. God tell you he your friend. You believe God is with you. Then you better not doubt that. But Moses like, my friend, like, I know you there, but he wondering what's going on. Raising my hand to you. Never let me down. Never tell me no. Even if it's not for me, you give it to somebody else. But I see that you're working with me or through me for somebody else. I know you're there. But for some reason or another, you silent. Side note to silence from God. Side note, to silence from God is when you're taking a test, especially in school, the teacher is silent when he's giving you a test to see if you're paying attention to all the things that led up to the test. So when you're being tested, God wants you to put forth the evidence of your faith. What you going to do in this situation? You going to give up and run because you ain't got no more money? Huh? You want, give up on everything and lose hope and lose all its faith because of a small test of faith? People die. Situations happen. Cars break down. Lights turn out. But your faith should never, ever, ever waver. If anything, it should make you think that it's something better coming. If he's taking it away, if it's not there no more, he's going to replace it with something better. The test is in how much patience you have and waiting for that thing to happen. Because our time ain't the same time as God's time. SubhanAllah. And so Moses like, Ya Rabbi, my Lord, Ya Rabb. That's another side note, SubhanAllah. You hear people say, oh my God, a lot. When the Muslims, when we in dire need and situation, happy, whatever it is that we over emotionalized with, we say, Ya Rabb, my Lord, Ya Rabb. And so Musa, peace and blessings be upon him, was like, my friend, my Lord, my God, Rabb, what is it? And so the text say, or the lesson is learned from us that God responded to Moses and said, it's a man from your progeny, from your people. Side note, from your home, from your school, from your circle, from your spouse, and from your families, and from your situation that has been disobeying me for 40 years. And because of that man, that woman, that child, that situation, that whatever it is, I'm withholding rain, provision, happiness, joy, angels, light from entering into your situation. And if and until that man or that situation removes itself or does something, Allah won't change the condition of a people until they change what's inside of themselves. If He tell you come out, change it, do something about it, I'm going to keep on withholding and putting the pressure on your people. Because each one should teach one. But we just letting each other die. We just letting each other be ignorant and dumb and stupid and not even trying to change the situation. We go rather talk about each other in the same room on the phone, posting these pictures of each other instead of helping one another, giving each other advice, pulling each other up. Whatever happened to that, making excuses for each other. SubhanAllah. Overlooking the small things for greater value within and for one another. So Musa, excuse me. So Musa, alayhi salatu wassalam, so Musa turned to his people. He said, what's going on with y'all? Where are we, the parents, the teachers, the brothers, the uncles, the fathers? Where are we from turning and sitting our families down and say, yo, we got to get it together? Look at us. Look how we moving as a unit. Musa turned to his people and said, yo, somebody from amongst you is causing this to happen. The rain that we keep begging for, that I'm calling on the God for, is being withheld because somebody inside of our circle, we think, nobody sees us, that it doesn't affect the home, that it doesn't affect nobody. If it's not yours, don't touch it. You don't know how it affects, if it's not yours, don't touch it. That could be somebody's rent money. Feel me? Because of one of you, the rain is being withheld. And if and until you come out, leave, do something, your people going to keep dying right next to you. Imagine you being that person. Me, being that person. And now you're around all these people you exposed. You can't say nothing because surely some people more ignorant than others. You think you a gangster, it's always somebody more gangster than you. Bigger than you, stronger than you. It's always, you think you're the worst, it's somebody always worse than you. So this man, he hears Musa say this, earshot. What you gonna do? If I expose myself now, they surely gonna jump on me and pounce on me because people already dead. The situation already bad. I done got you kicked out of your home. I done got you all in this situation. I got everybody all in this. They're not going to forgive me, And if I stay here, more people going to die. This not going to rain, At that moment, this man, listen to how merciful Allah is. Wallahi. That's why I love Allah. That's why I love faith. That's why I love the idea of having the best, the King of Kings in my corner. Why wouldn't a fool only just disobey and disregard God? So he immediately put his head down, which is where some of us should be. Allah will not change the condition of a people until they first change what's going on inside of themselves. And that's your heart. You know in your heart, when your body and your soul, you're tired of beating yourself down, you're tired of beating your people down, and you're tired of losing, being a loser. He put his head down immediately, subhanAllah. And he said, Ya Rab, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But a million times saying sorry is not like the one time you really sincere about how you feel. And you finally had enough. And we all know when we finally had enough, to each his own. Put his head down, and simultaneously, tears started falling out of his eyes, out of how serious he wanted the situation to change. And when the tear fell out of his eyes, subhanAllah, it came down and it fell down, and simultaneously the heavens opened up with that tear and it started pouring down raining. Allahu Akbar. Right? God is the greatest. So Musa turned around, Musa, he turned around, Ya Rab. Happy, sad, over emotional, Ya Rab. Ya Rab, I thought you said that if you didn't come out. I ain't see nobody leave. I didn't see nobody go. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. I didn't see nobody leave, Ya Rab, but it started raining. What's going on? Who was it? Who was this man? Can I see him? Moses, can I see him? Can I talk to him? So I even would want to talk to the man. Like, what's wrong with you? You're crazy. Don't ever do that again, and this and that. Allah responded to Musa, if I covered his sin and disobedience and disrespect, this is to shout out to everybody who feel like God won't forgive you, or you doing too much, it'll never have no forgiveness for you. There's no change for you. You're a done deal. You a goner. You alone. It's over for you. It's never too late for anybody. SubhanAllah, until the dirt cover your head and it's over for you. That's when it's over. Allah said to Moses, if I covered his sin for 40 years and he disrespected me. Imagine the mother's holding on to how much mercy a mother has for their child, and you watching them blatantly be disrespected by a family member every day, all the time, and you just want to punch that, just like want to do something. Can't believe you disrespecting my grandma, my mama like that. But she go, no, baby, and she keep giving him and her money, and that's mercy. Because there was a once upon a time when I was her age and I still acted out and I never understood. And it takes time and it takes patience. So Allah says he covered his sin for 40 years. What makes you think, Musa, what makes you think that I will expose him after I've forgiven him? SubhanAllah. It was so profound. So for anybody, God will change your condition, but you gotta be willing to put forth the effort to change yourself, myself, ourselves, for the greater good, for a better Chester, for a better Philadelphia, for a better death, for the betterment of humanity. Stop turning a blind eye to genocide. Huh? Yeah. Stop turning a blind eye and act like it's not going on. Here and there, by you not saying nothing, but you not acknowledging what's going on inside of yourself, inside of your home, and anywhere else on the planet. If it's wrong, it's wrong. Acknowledge that it's wrong. Period. Don't make excuses for it. This, that, and them, huh? Allah won't change the condition of a people until we come together or individually and change the condition within ourselves. We want the world to be a better place. We want our homes and our schools and our cities and our, subhanAllah, you know the rest. You know how it goes. Wahada, subhanAllah. So now, that's what I wanted to bring today, alhamdulillah. I wanted to free my heart with that verse. Allah will not change the condition of a people until you change what's inside of yourselves first. And what you and I do, even if we alone, it does have a ripple effect. It does have a change. It will harm, hurt, or make better with somebody. SubhanAllah. Don't think just because you say you believe that God won't put you to the test. It will. It will. And what you think you love so much, side note, what you think you love so much, who, this and that, money, whatever it is that you loving so much right now, if you love that thing, person, place, or thing more than you love his majesty or even know of his majesty, then know without a doubt that you're going to come to a test with that person, place, or thing. And it's going to be so grave of a test that when you go to turn to God, you ain't going to know who to turn to or what to turn to, because people die. Time stops. Disasters happen. Fíjate, 100. Fíjate. Fíjate is a Spanish word for mark my words. Fíjate. Fíjate, huh? Teach you some Spanish. Mark my words. So try to find a balance. You can love your possessions. You can have love for your people, especially the people that treat you well, are kind to you, merciful to you, loving to you, accepting towards you, trusting towards you. You can have love. No doubt. You should. But never have more love for this, that, and the other, more than you have, know, and understand his majesty. Because when those situations come, and they will come, you won't be ready for them. And if you are doing the right thing, then alhamdulillah for you. You are the chosen few to be you are the chosen ones to help those family members who do not know. So don't be like Job and think that ain't nobody in my house trying to listen about God, and just give up the idea of, calling them to the right. One way of calling people to the right is not by knocking on the door and having the book in your hand and your hair slicked back and you look all holier than thou. But the best way to call people to the right is to be right yourself. Speak truth yourself. Get so used to, it take time, but, practice make perfect. You get so used to being honest and telling the truth that even in that, they think you lying. Because you still can keep your cool and your swag, but it don't mean you got to be on the same page as everybody else. Allahu Akbar. Feel me on that. We can still kick it or whatever, but it's some limits that, you got to have boundary lines on things. Because of the greater good and because of the greater cause and because of the greater cause and effect of it. What you do affect. What we do, what I do, it will have an effect. So I pray, Allah, that I am sincere, that I'm calling you to the right, and I'm telling you people, myself and everybody else, it's the truth. It's a legacy. It's a thing that you leave behind for other people to, feed off of. SubhanAllah. It's greater than any money can buy. Alhamdulillah, right? I pray that I'm being sincere, that I'm being true. You only get one shot at life. Make it count. Anyway, said a lot without saying it. Pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if I said anything good and sound and correct, that it goes to him before you even find out what my name is. SubhanAllah. And if I said anything wrong and disrespectful, and if I offended anybody, I apologize. I don't mean to. I get emotional, but I mean well. My niyyah, my intentions are well. I only mean good, wallahi. And so, inshallah, until next week, I pray you all pray before you go to sleep. I pray that you all find, a better way other than the wrong way. Shrink our enemy down to a pulp, a nothing. Stop making him so big and bad. He's nobody. He got to face the same God that we got to face. Our enemy, our avowed enemy, talking about the evil one. He got to face the same God that he came from, the same God we came from. Why let him be an obstacle in between you and him? Ain't that what he said he was going to do? So he doing his job. Why not? Why ain't we doing ours? He let him do his job better than we supposed to be doing ours. And he was told to bow down to us. He got to respect us. But we first got to respect ourselves. In order for him to respect, stop letting him come inside of your house, inside of your heart, inside of your mind, and rent space in your mind, and tear your brain, and tear your soul, and tear you all up, and have you doubting who you are, what you can be, and how great of a person that you could become. The devil is a liar. Anyway, assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon all of the believers, the ones with mountains of faith and the ones just coming into faith. I greet you with the salam. Be patient. Things will change. Be understanding. And saying, I don't know, help me. Raise your hand. Write it down. Ask questions. Learn. Don't stay shut about things and don't start making things up. Find the right answer. Do the right thing, even if it's a little bit at a time. Ad-dinu nasiha. I'm going to go. I got to go. I love doing this. I like doing this. SubhanAllah. I do. Wallahi, I do. Going from here to the masjid, Sabiqun, where the doors never close. The rug is always open. You go and you enjoy your prayer. I love it. Love going to Sabiqun. It's always the one thing I find there is peace on the road. It's peaceful. Quiet. You're doing the right thing. It ain't that many people around. SubhanAllah. And the ones who do come around, you better enjoy that time. And find out, have conversation, get to know your brothers. Anyway, pray Allah, guides us that we better imams at home before we imams or try to be leaders anywhere else. Pray Allah helps us find our way because a lot of us lost, especially this youth. They need guidance, man. They need us. Wallahi, they do. Anyway, this is Finding Humility Through Change. I'm your host, Umpa Abdul Wakil. And I'm ready to put this nice beat on. I like the beat. I don't know why I like the beat. That's my little beat. I like it. So I'm out, y'all. Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.